Hello everyone and welcome to the Haunt Me Season 7 official kickoff live stream. I am Aaron Sagers from Travel Channel's Paranormal Caught on Camera and Paranormal Pop Culture List, and I am going to be your host for the next hour. Now tonight I am going to be joined by Carol Cleveland, Ty Gowan, and Anna Halloran from the series, who are intriguingly absent at the moment, and I am really sorry about that. Just give me one second here. Alexa, call Haunt Me.
Calling Haunt Me.
Hello?
Hey guys,
Hello?
just calling about the live stream. You know, it's already... Ty, what are you eating?
A Pop-Tart?
You do know what time it is, right?
Ugh, it's 2020. Time is irrelevant.
Okay, agreed. Except right now, it's very relevant right now, because it's actually 8 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, and in the live stream, it started a minute ago. You know, the live stream that we scheduled, whole Haunt Me Season 7 official kickoff.
It started?
8 p.m.
It started?
Yeah, the live stream started, guys. It started.
Go, 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 go!
Okay, I have with me the cast of Haunt Me getting ready to kick off their seventh season on September 8th. And you can find the entire award-winning series on YouTube. And the best part, it's free, one of my favorite words. So you probably know this, but Haunt Me travels around the great state of Maine, spending one night in a location, a notable haunted location, and then reporting back with their experiences. But this year is a bit different for them, which is why we wanted to do something special by kicking off the season in a big way with this live stream. Now, this year, Haunt Me is traveling to the Midwest to conduct a marathon of investigations in under a week. And, well, they survived the trial to come back here and share their experiences with all of you. Now, tonight, I do have the Season 7 investigators, so let's introduce them. First up, make some virtual noise for Anna Halloran.
Oh, that's me.
That's
Yay,
you.
that's me.
Also, we have Carol Cleveland.
Woo!
Woo. And also, Ty Gowan.
Hey, everybody.
Guys, thank you for being here. Tonight, of course, we're going to be talking about the upcoming season and all that went into it, putting this together. And because you're here tonight, we have the team that you guys actually brought us some footage that will not be shared anywhere else, not even in the episodes, I'm told. And you guys wouldn't lie to me.
No.
Also, see, that's good. I'm glad we have a circle of trust and honesty here already.
For the next 45 minutes, Aaron.
Yeah, and then it's back to just like loose cannons, lies, deception. But for right now, it's honesty. And that in mind, we're actually going to be joined by a few special guests in just a few minutes. And Anna is going to be doing a metaphysical kit unboxing live. So that seems like a really big deal. I'm excited to see that. And as a special treat, I mean, this is all special, but for an extra double bonus special treat, both Ty and Anna have agreed to give away a rune and reading. And we're going to be announcing the winner by the end of the hour. So make sure to drop a comment right in your respective chat boxes if you would like to be entered to win that. But of course, we also want your questions. So throw them at us, and it's going to be up to me to find the best ones to deliver to the Haunt Me team. So
Make 'em
I
weird,
believe in
yeah.
you.
that power.
Yeah, make them weird for Aaron. Make him read weird
Yeah.
stuff online.
Yeah, extra weird. You get bonus points if you make me blush. But
Yes.
but I think this is a family show. So, so guys, well, there's the rundown for the night. Let's make it interactive. Let's have some fun. Let's get weird. But I'm going to ask some questions. But before we get to that, we actually do have a teaser for this year. So before we start hearing from y'all, let's check out a teaser for Haunt Me Season 7. There you go.
So
That was a
exciting.
teaser.
It always looks so good.
They're teased.
Yeah. It's short.
Consider yourself teased, world. Well, that's the definition of a teaser. It has to be really short, so then they show up for the goods. And well, I mean, obviously we don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's a natural question to say, what can people expect from this season? Ty, why don't you start with that?
So this season's going to be different than the other ones, like you mentioned. What you can expect is 8 years of editing experience going into Nick Nordpor's really bringing out an extremely polished product for you guys to enjoy for free online this year. Watching us go through the stages of sleep exhaustion over the course of 5 days. And was that 4 investigations, you guys? That we did, yeah. There was 4 investigations.
4 nights.
Yep, 4 nights of investigations in like 5 days, 5 or 6 days. It was so. There's an extra treat there to watch paranormal investigators go into a haunted location with less and less shield available to themselves. By the last place that we went to before we came back to Maine, you're going to watch a pretty haggard investigation, and I think that adds to the charm. So it should be a really good time for people this year who are looking for a little bit something different than us or from us.
Yeah. So it sounds like higher production value, so it looks even better to show off investigators that look even worse.
That's exactly right. That's so right. There was it was hot, sticky, and the bags under my eyes were real by the end of this trip, and in high definition now. So
that's the tagline for the poster for season 7: hot, sticky bags under the eyes. Anna, you want to add anything to that as far as, you know, what can people expect, or maybe even something that you're kind of excited for people to see from the season?
Yeah, I think from a personal standpoint, the team really had some strong moments together, and that was exciting for me just to go through this with Ty and Carol and our special guests. And I think it's nice to be able to share that with an audience, and that's really important for us. So I'm excited for everyone to see that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice for everyone to see us spread out, you know, from our home state. And I think this year we relied on each other a lot more than the other years. We've always relied on each other pretty well, and we've done a good job. We keep a good balance, but this year especially.
Survival was at stake this year.
Well, I mean, Carol, that's a good follow-up I'd like you to pick up is just what was it like investigating outside of Maine with this show? I mean, first off, kudos to you. You guys are allowed to cross borders. That's a good thing without any major law enforcement issues. But yeah, what was it like stepping outside of Maine?
Well, easy does it, Mainers. I love Maine, but I love to travel, and it was awesome just getting out there, seeing things and meeting new people, learning history, just the typical things that you do when you travel. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Ty, how about you? Where did you step foot outside of Maine, and was there a chill that overcame your body, or was there fear for stepping outside of your comfort zone? I don't know. Tell me.
That chill came the night before when you had me up on stage at Boston Comic-Con, knowing that I was going to fly out in about 6 hours later.
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot you went straight from one thing to another.
Yep, that was the beginning of the trip. So
I totally forgot about that. There was also, I don't know if we should reveal this, but I brought my own revelation. That night also involved a tiki bar and some cocktails before you had to get on that plane.
Yeah, I was feeling a bit crusty the next morning, is what I'm going to say. But I had just met, thanks to you, I just met the Green Power Ranger. I was on a panel at Comic-Con. I was on Cloud 9. So like, it was a great start to the road trip.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was definitely a great time. Well, I mean, what location pushed you guys the most, and why? Anna, why don't you start with that?
Yeah, I think for us, I think overall, it was Belvoir Winery. I think there was, for one, it's huge. I mean, there's 4 buildings that we had to explore and effectively. And so that was a challenge in and of itself, but there was a ton of activity and you wanted to give it the attention it deserved. I think personally, the biggest challenge for me was, I think at the end of the trip, the activity was a little less and it became more about figuring out what is the building saying, so to speak. And that I find to be, you got to keep your own attention, right? So like, oh my God, ghosts are so much more enthralling at 12 at night rather than, okay, the floorboard just creaked sort of thing.
I'm the other way there. I love it when we're like, oh my God, ghosts, and I find a good creaky pipe. that's my side. I'm like, cool, not a ghost. I'm going to go to bed.
Do you feel compelled? Do you feel compelled to fix it at that point when it's a leaky pipe or creaky floorboard?
No, that's why, Grant Wilson, he's a plumber. You just be
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Dude, they need you here, not in a paranormal sense. They need the Roto-Rooter you.
Yeah,
and
I would definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go for it, Carol.
I would continue with Belvoir for sure, just because when I say it was the most dangerous place that I've ever investigated, it was because it is so big, it's so old, and parts of it are very run down, and you really don't know what you're getting yourself into until you get there. The owners kept us safe. We kept ourselves safe, but you could turn and the floor is gone and you can see a couple floors down. I don't want to give anything away, but we also had some activity where, our minds were blown, and it's been a long time since I've experienced something like that. So.
Oh, that's a good tease. Well, was there anything, without revealing too much, anything that perhaps, well, maybe let's approach it from the production standpoint, anything that caught you off guard about taking this show into new geographic territories? I don't want to, spoil too much about evidence or anything like that, but just when you're hitting the road, anything that caught you off guard?
Man, for
I'll
me,
jump in there.
Ahead.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, Ty.
No.
I think so. Everyone knows, like, the metaphysical side of this is super important to the way we investigate. And I think there's a level of spontaneity that comes with that. But when you're traveling halfway across the country, you have to be prepared for anything. So, Carol and I combined all our crystals. I borrowed some from Ty. I've got them packed in like bubble wrap and trying to plan like 7 different spells in case for, something pops up. So like just the practicality of that was like, how do you, like, I've got a bunch of rocks in my suitcase. Like, how do you talk to TSA about that?
It's funny. The part the part that they won't see on camera, going off of what you're saying, is how funny it would be at like 1:45 to midnight at Ashmore, which was the second stop of our location, and seeing you bust out a new package. And I think I even said to you, I was like, hey, isn't that for Post Town tomorrow night? And you just looked at me, you're like, not anymore. And just trying to say, like, here, now we're using this, seeing how much effort you put together with everything and being slightly less educated on that, and just seeing packages that said, does this, and knowing almost like a Looney Tunes thing. It was like, Anna, go get package B. I think it's time for the does this package. So.
Yep. Package B was meant for night 2, but all bets are off. So go to package C.
Package F now.
F.
did this filming experience, do you think it made you, maybe a different kind of investigator or researcher? Did it help you hone some skills that perhaps you didn't realize you had? I find that when you go into a location, as far as me, like when you go into somewhere that's different, that's not your standard stomping grounds, it does force you to get a little sharper in some ways. Did you experience that, Ty?
I would absolutely agree with that statement, and add to the element of the fact that, like Anna said, with the magic, everything had to be a bit more loose and pliable. So like when you go into a place that you're not really used to, you don't have the option of, knowing where the closest general store is to pick up batteries, or, going home after. It really keeps you in this kind of weird fugue state where that even after this investigation, you cannot recharge, you cannot repair, but you still need to be your best for both the spirits and the owners who are expecting stuff at you on your next stop. So it really pushed me beyond my comfort zone in such a way that I really had to start relying on my natural instincts and things that I've learned throughout the field, instead of, I don't want to say gimmicks, but I'll say tools. KT Moody grows dead. You have to go back to basics and be like, that's a creepy room, and you're just going to have to trust me on it. And we're going in the creepy room until we can get another 9-volt battery 40 miles from here. So it was very cool to almost get back to basics in a way, and just kind of get it really gritty into an investigation.
Yeah. Carol, go on.
Well, kind of going off what Ty said, if this makes any sense, we learned all of this stuff over the last few years, and it's almost like we shed a skin and started fresh. Like he was saying, the basics. We started with everything and the little things, and we really had to resort to each other. There was some times where we had some technical difficulties and we couldn't get to a store, and we were undoing screws with butter knives and whatever we could get to work. So, or we're holding each other up on a chair to get signal.
Yeah, the season 7, okay, caveat here, if there's a graphic to throw up on the screen, season 7 was not OSHA certified in any way. It was rough.
This is a kids don't try this at home kind of season.
Yeah.
Anna, what were you going to add to that?
I forgot how much improvise, like we something broke and we tried to buy a radio and fix it, and we were literally like pulling it apart. There was a lot we had to improvise. And then I think in another realm, we are a paranormal web series, and I think and there's a lot of paranormal TV out there. And so we're all exposed to these stories and essentially these legends that come with these locations. And these are popular locations. So I think for us, unlearning everything that we had seen and experienced through television and social media, and then creating an experience that was genuine for ourselves and our audience was super, super important.
Yeah, it is. That's a great point. Yeah, because you could go into a location that already has a lot of established lore to it, and on one hand, that's kind of cool because that might provide you some leads. However, when you over rely on it, then you're not doing your own research, and then you could be misdirected by something that is just that lore and not backed up by fact.
Yeah,
exactly. And that, I think, was, I personally have no doubt that Belvoir is haunted. And I think there's a lot of truth to what people have experienced there. I think given our experiences, we have it's like a different facet on a crystal. Honestly, it's just a different view of a larger picture. So it's really interesting to kind of break down what we've heard and compare it to how we experienced it.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to stay with you for a second on that one, because you, as a team, you investigate a little differently than perhaps some methods that people might be used to if they're watching some other shows. Talk a little bit about how you fuse this tech component as well as magic on your investigations. And Anna, start with that and let's move down the line.
For sure. I think this is not a science. As much as we want it to be, I think paranormal investigation is not a science. And I think there's a lot of that we don't understand when it comes to the influence of, I'm going to say religion, just as a very broad term. So why not pull some of that in to see if it is a part of the web, so to speak. And I think we've had some really interesting success from it.
Yeah, no, that I agree, and I'm never fail to be thrilled when I hear people say that the paranormal is not a science, because way too many people assume it is. So thank you for emphasizing that again. Carol, what about you? Do you want to add to that as far as that combo of tech, magic, and the different kind of approach that you guys take?
Yeah, we hear that all the time. We hear how different we are from everybody else, basically. And it's funny to me to hear that, because we didn't set out really to be that way. I mean, everyone, when they make like a web series or something, everybody wants to be unique. But we didn't have a mindset of being like, this is how we're going to investigate. It's different from everybody. We actually just went with what came to us naturally, and it came to all of us. Like, obviously use tech. We can measure things and keep track. But we all, like us in this field, we know there's something bigger outside the little box. So we need to pull in the other half of that, and we need to meet in the middle. And that's just what we do. And it seemed to work out with everything we've done.
Okay. Well, Ty, add to that.
Yeah, so I think it took me a while to get on board, actually, Aaron, because I was tech guy through and through, but I thought there was really value in having people on the team that had a very metaphysical aptitude. And I learned a lot from everybody that added magic to the team. But I really tried to hold down like a grounding aspect to it and almost be like the flagpole of what's acceptable in the field at that time. And then throughout the seasons, I've really realized that that's a terrible approach to just push away everything else. And that's why I took the title, completely made up in title of Alchemist. I have no credentials there, but that's my lower third, because I think alchemy teaches us that we're greater than the sum of our parts. And that is really important when you add metaphysics and the art of paranormal investigation together. They're greater when they're fused. It's just one side of the pendulum is magic, one side of the pendulum is tech. And as we're learning, if you're extreme in any direction, you do not capture the full scope of what you should be able to experience.
Good balance.
That feels like a very thoughtful and insightful answer, but also sounds like you just wanted to call yourself an alchemist.
Absolutely. I'm on year 7 here. There's got to be some perks besides seeing a lot of sunrises.
Does everybody get to just, can I be a Jedi or a wizard?
Yeah,
Can we put that on my list? Okay.
You can absolutely be that.
Deal.
Carol's title it was given to us by a production company about 5 years ago. We still can barely pronounce it, but we thought it was a pretty great word for a generalist. So we kept it. That's the story of Carol's title.
Generalist would have been better.
Well, what's something, you can answer this seriously, but maybe I'll just take it in a silly route. What's something that you cannot live without on an investigation? Now, instead of tech, instead of equipment, things like that, I want to find out about, like, is it snacks? Is it, maybe Twizzlers or candy? What's the thing you can't live without on an investigation? Ty, start.
2 answers for me. It used to be from watching Dean Winchester on Supernatural. He used to have an elephant hair bracelet for protection. And so when we started out, I always had that on when we were on any investigation. And then when my grandmother passed away, I had this insight that she's going on a greater journey than I could possibly do right now. So when she passed away, I actually gave it to her, so that it could, everything that I went through can go with her in that journey. And I don't know if he planned it, or if it was just really one of the sweetest things ever. But shortly thereafter, for Christmas, my brother bought me a black tourmaline guardian angel. And I just, lost my safety piece ahead of time. And my brother somehow instinctively knew to help me out. And so that little angel has gone on a lot of trips now. So if you guys see it in episodes, that's why I'm gripping onto it. And it really, it's one of the sweetest things that I own.
That is sweet. It's also way more poignant than Twizzlers, which was the thing that I threw out for.
sorry. Pitch to Carol. I think everyone knows Carol's.
Yeah, why don't I just get that over with? It's chocolate milk. Boring. Next, Anna.
I support the Twizzler thing. We don't usually have Twizzlers, so I might have to request that for the craft table. No.
Whoa. Take that back.
We are throwing fighting words here.
Technical difficulties.
Plus, you've just shot down any chance of the Twizzler sponsorship, the Twizzler money, big Twizzler. You could have had them as an advertiser.
It's true.
She's syrup.
But I think in all seriousness for me, I'm very fortunate to have my husband behind the camera, and that has proven to be an excellent asset for multiple reasons. The 2-hour car drives home, we have something to talk about, and we basically argue about whether or not the place is haunted. Him against me for. And the other thing is when things get really scary, he's there. So it's really nice.
Yeah. Wait, I mean, and I want to throw it to another clip in a minute, but I am curious, when you're on the road for an extended period of time like this, was it difficult to maintain an off switch, because you are kind of on a roll of investigations? Was that off switch harder to find at times?
I don't know that I found it, honestly.
Yeah.
For this marathon, I think if I was either on in an investigation sense or on in a production sense, especially day 2 of Belvoir, when Carol realized that our producer Nick Nordfors had stopped eating. I think that was a production level when we were like, we've got to ground out here a little bit. There's got to be time for Nick to eat. Yeah.
Anyone else want to? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of interesting too, though, because even in the off season, we're a group of 8-10 people. We're never really off, so to speak. We're always talking about the paranormal, whether it be theories or just the production of this show. So it's something that we love, and it never ends. It did get a little complicated in the car rides where we're just at the end of our rope, but Carol and I think keep apologizing to each other over that. But
we get each other, though. We get each other. It's good.
Angry Italians in a car is extreme.
But when you're on so much, especially on a road trip, I think that when you do find the off switch, if you find it, it's not even worth it for an hour, because you have to get right back in the game. So
yeah. Well, how can viewers support you?
Oh, I'm on this. So on your respective viewing platforms right now, you should see some links pop up in the chat box. So those links, like donating chocolate milk to Carol on Coffee is helps keeps us going, and that's where you can get extra content from us, is the Coffee website. Also going to haunt-me.com, you can find ways to support us there in the shop and get something out of it as well. Not that Coffee doesn't get you stuff, it gets you extra content, which is cool. And then the easiest way to support us is we are currently 21 subscribers away from 7 grand on YouTube, which is quite, I think, an accomplishment. So that's the easiest way to support us, is to just share the message and subscribe for free.
All right. For free. And, so why I kind of tease this out at the top, but I've heard you have some special guests this year. And I'm going to say that I get to say who it is.
You do.
Dustin, I do. I know. I get the honor here. Dustin Perry, who we all know and love from Ghost Hunters, and also Brianna Wilson, who we also know from the Ghost Hunters family, both of them joined the cast online recently to reminisce about their adventure together. So we do have a clip from that. So let's take a look.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Going. Good. So Anna's here with me right now. Carol is at a wedding, actually, but we have Rihanna and Dustin, both intrepid, I would say, paranormal investigators who we had the honor of joining us. Let's dive into Belvoir. What were your first thoughts of Belvoir when you guys got there?
For me, it's an incredible space. Like the part that's finished, absolutely beautiful. Like I love that they pulled so much, like they kept so much of the original parts of the building. It's just really gorgeous.
It was a place I was always looking forward to having the opportunity to go and explore and investigate, and even all the paranormal stuff aside, just like Rihanna said, just seeing the buildings and like the grounds of the place was so beautiful.
Rihanna, based on what happened, and I'm dancing around the point, I have a question here that I want to make sure that I asked you. Okay. What was your plan in protecting me from the thing that we heard if it turned out to be a person?
I remember telling Nick, I was like, just know this is a weapon. Like, I'm a bear instincts come out, and I'm like I said several times after that incident, I'm not afraid of paranormal, I'm afraid of people.
I really liked when I get to join up with you guys as kind of like a follow-up to that moment. Yeah. And I was like, if something happens, I could just picture like Rihanna just picking up Ty and like throwing him like right over their shoulder and just carrying him out of here. Like,
it was wild.
It was so much fun investigating with all of you. Like, I've known Dustin for years, and it's always been, behind the scenes, or I'm watching him do what he does with the team, but it was nice to actually work with him, and you guys were fantastic to work with, the Haunt Me team. You're fun, you're down to earth, and it's fun to see how you kind of have that metaphysical angle to all of your investigations, and the way you do it is a little bit different. So it's always fun to see how people do things, and you're just fun to be around. Like, I love all you guys. It really was a great time.
That's why we wanted you guys on the whole trip. After that night, it was so fun. What have you been up to? What's new?
You mostly find me on Instagram. It's Rihanna3 Wilson.
What about you, Dustin? What have you been up to since Belvoir? What's new?
So I converted all the lectures and everything to virtual platform. Everything's available at dustinperry.com. And my passion project is Hey Got a Minute, which is on YouTube. We have over 120 videos that are all 2 to 3 minutes long. I dress up in costume, I wear makeup, and it's a lot of fun. It's all just 2 to 3 minute motivational videos to try to help people through life.
Anna, anything you want to say to these guys before we let them free back to their regular lives?
I'm a big fan of both of you, and I've been fangirling this entire time. The end!
Fangirling your own life, Anna. Look at that.
And to you guys, too.
Like, get out of here. You get out.
We love you guys.
So it certainly sounds like the centerpiece of season 7 really is this road trip, and also the first stop, which is Belvoir Winery, and that's just fun to say. Belvoir. Am I making it too fancified?
Maybe a slight too fancified. You got to hold on to that New England R.
I can't do that.
Belvoir.
Belvoir. No, I'm gonna go with my fancified version of it. But I really want to actually know about the winery. It's an Airbnb, or not an Airbnb. It's a B&B, correct?
Absolutely. In one of the nicest places I've had the chance of spending a night. That was a true reward, is wrapping up at like 3 a.m. and like landing on the softest, comfiest pillow. And they gave me the haunted room, like, so maybe we could catch footage in the night, and I can promise you that something would have had to like flip my bed over before I would have noticed. Like, there could have been Jacob Marley walking through my room that night, and nope, not interested. It was too comfy. It was wonderful.
Right. Who wants to add to that? Anna, Carol?
I know that when I went back to the room, it was so nice that I was just looking around and, the sun started to rise and I was like, I didn't even sleep. I was just enjoying the surroundings. Looking out the window at the yard.
And Anna almost destroyed it all, Carol. So
it's fine.
Did not.
I'm not still feeling guilty about that. It's fine.
What's the story there?
I think there's a clip later, right? Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'll talk about it after the next clip, I think. But I guess like talking about Belvoir in and of itself, I mean, the building is historical. There's stories behind it. So, Ty talks about how he's super happy debunking. I'm just happy living and learning about the way people live, different cultures, different practices, different approaches to life and thought processes, and all of that is there. And it was such a joy to explore, and the owners are wonderful, and it just was a wonderful experience.
And it's some of it is preserved so well. I mean, the floors and everything, it was gorgeous.
Well, I think we actually do have another clip that we can throw to. You guys did reconnect with the owners of Belvoir. Is that better? Belvoir?
Yeah.
Jesse and Melissa, about the time you had there. So let's see a clip on everything that you guys had to talk about with them.
We're with the Lime Coolers, the owners of the Belvoir Winery, and amazing hosts for the kickoff of the Haunt Me road trip. You guys, we loved our time there, both in the actual ghost hunting mode and just sleeping in that posh bed and breakfast that you guys have set up. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind. We were just so happy to have you guys out. You're such a nice crew, so nice to work with. So thank you.
What were your experiences like? Because I know we talked about a few on the show, but Melissa, like what happened to you when you were first there? I've heard some of Jesse's tales.
Well, Jesse's had more happen just because he's there on a regular basis, but the things that have happened to me, and I don't want to spoil the episode, but what happened to Carol during the episode, because I've already seen it already, is exactly the same thing that happened to me in one of the other buildings. Exactly.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Jesse, you've had some intense experiences, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen 3 different apparitions. I've heard voices, footsteps a lot of times. When you see the apparitions, it's weird because you look and you feel like, in one case, like the little boy, he looked real, other than the fact that I could see the carvings on the fireplace behind him, through him. So, I mean, that was the only indication to me that that wasn't something that was real. And I just remember, getting like goosebumps on my arm. And I mean, they were just huge. It was like a mountain range on my arm. And I remember, people always say the hair stands up, on its end. You don't realize what they're talking about until you see an apparition and you look down at your arm and it's literally just standing up like a comb, I mean, it's just straight up, and the chills you get when it happens. I mean, it's freaky stuff. I mean, I say it, but I mean, I'm used to the voices and the footsteps. That doesn't really bother me that much anymore. But, if I see something, that's pretty freaky.
I mean, honestly, I've been doing this with Haunt Me for 8 years now, and then a little bit before, and I'm still not okay.
What have you guys been working on lately?
Well, I mean, we're just basically getting the winery, back up and running. The nice thing about our business, I mean, there's 2 things that, whether it's recession, whether it's problems, people are always getting married and people are always drinking. And so the beauty of that business is that, as soon as those doors open back up, I mean, we obviously did it, very carefully, very slowly. The beautiful part is we have 170 acres. So literally all you have to do is bring a lawn chair out and you can distance on our property.
And I don't say this lightly, not even just in the paranormal sense. It was an exceptional experience for us all to be able to have together as a team. It's so rare that we get to enjoy ourselves so much on an investigation. So thank you guys
thank you
so much for having
I'm
us out.
so glad you guys enjoyed it out there too, and it wasn't just work. So
no, absolutely.
So, of course, we have so much to cover still, so I want to move along quickly, but I do want to find out about the Oddfellows. Tell me a little bit about their society, and also, Anna, I want to find out how your planned ceremonies went.
So the Oddfellows are a group of men, and they basically, in the sense of Belvoir, they had an orphanage, and they create a community to help others while also supporting the members of their group. So it's really very important for them to support those around them and themselves and their families, excuse me. And so they really, believe in love, truth, all of these really great things, which we incorporated into a lot of the metaphysical stuff that we did. The biggest portion was they have, when you're initiated into the Oddfellows, is they make you face your own mortality, which includes a human skeleton in a room filled with candles. Very dramatic, very effective, I would say. So we created, keeping the intentions in mind, created a ritual of our own, which resulted in some things happening.
I think you did a really, don't sell yourself short. You did a really, really good job not appropriating their customs, but trying to figure out a way to properly honor them. And whatever happened. So
I'm excited to talk about it. I think we're going to show a clip soon.
Yeah.
Anna
we
takes
are.
the place down.
Well, let me say that normally you guys spend one night at a location, but here you were able to have 2 nights, and it was Rihanna and Dustin that joined you on night 2 of that investigation. However, this crazy moment that happened on night 1, I think we have a clip, and I think everyone wants to see a little bit of that. So
yeah,
let's throw to this clip from night 1.
Enjoy.
We're acknowledging our desire to explore our shadow selves in all that, in all aspects of that.
That's a big claim.
In part acts, some parts of that, because we are human beings, right? And we're always growing and always changing. So here we're
always evolving.
We're going to examine one part of our shadow selves and come to terms with that.
Wait, those are sprinklers.
Oh my God, really?
What? Get a bucket. No. Get a bucket. Get a bucket.
Right, a pipe burst.
Does someone have Jesse's? I don't have my phone on me.
I should get him. Wait, we should get some towels.
Bucket's right there. Anna, your magic's too good.
I'm sorry. I need towels.
How the did that happen?
Okay, wow. All right, okay. So hold on a second. All right.
Yeah.
I need to know what happened here. Was it even, it seemed to, whatever this is, seemed to occur, coincided with Anna just as you were starting your ceremony. So what was this? And was it paranormal? Anna, why don't you go? And then I want to hear from the rest of you.
Yeah. I guess I'll preface it with, obviously the metaphysical techniques are an important part of this. So I wanted to make sure that they were included. And when I planned this out, it was really about, this ritual is about sharing something that we fear most. So for Carol and myself in some way, it is death. And so we wanted to find a way to share that. And so I created this, and I was aware of where the sprinklers were, and I had created an entire crystal grid that was based on introspection and really just kind of exploring and healing and was very amped up. And so we lit the candle and we were about to do everything, and the sprinklers went off. And it's one of those things where the timing was so coincidental. It's hard to disassociate the moment of being in there and trying to make this thing happen, and then having all of a sudden all this water come flooding out, like maybe something didn't want us there. It's hard to disassociate that. It really could have not been paranormal, but for me, like that it just, they're indistinguishable.
I'm gonna tag in there real quick, because if Anna had lit a candle and even though it's small and the sprinklers went off, that would have made sense in my mind. But Anna, we thought it was the sprinklers. It ended up being the input valve to the winery's ice machine, which we since talked to Jesse, and when he had repairman come, I think it was the next morning to look at it, the guy said that he's been working on these machines for 25 years, and that's only the second time he's seen a lever or valve like that give way, because they're not built to be able to do it. So that adds more of the doubt into your mind when I'm trying to process it away. But they were actually really surprised and do not know where Carol found that bucket that she conjured up to try to catch the water coming out of the hose. But I think that was huge. It was wild. It was within 20 minutes of starting our investigation, so it really set the stage for the rest of the night. Also, it kind of like Carol and I think the biggest moment for me was after we got that stopped, which was very hard. It was blowing into an electrical outlet, very dangerous overall. When you watch the episode, you're going to see more of it unfold. But it was, I think, Carol, when we finally had calmed everything down, that, after minutes and minutes of gallons of water pouring out, was like, where's all the water? So I'll pitch to you, Carol, when you had that realization.
Where's all the water? It goes down into the basement. So we had to go down into the basement and try to clean up before it got to anything that was very valuable. And you could see the floor had just enough slant where, it drained to the outside by a door, which was just pure luck. Is it a coincidence that the last stone she put on there was a water stone? I don't know. I'll leave that to you guys.
All right.
Yeah, Anna likes to dance around the fact that the middle of her entire spell was a water enhancement stone. I don't know if she's trying to dance away from the blame, but we're not blaming you, Anna. It was awesome.
No. In fact, that footage of her, because I could feel how upset she was, thinking that she just ruined this place. That footage of her when she's running around the stairs, like, I can't get towels. And, poor Anna.
My favorite part is after I get the towels, eventually Jesse and Melissa come back and I have all these dirty towels, and at that point my brain's just gone. I'm like, here you go, Melissa. And I just hand her these dirty towels. I'm like, Anyway.
Well, as crazy as that was, and that indeed was crazy. Obviously, when you're on the road, when you're filming, things get a little silly as well. So let's take a look at some of the, more humanizing moments from this Haunt Me road trip.
Oh, we're very, very tired, though. Got there. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
If I get touched by the water tonight, I'm going to lose my... Look just like you.
Oh, a seesaw! Come on! Why is one of the bars off? Look, it's coming out of the ground! Let's see how...
Carol! It's not tight enough!
This road trip's fun! I already had to throw a pair of shoes away, too! Throw my clothes away!
The fact that investigators here have...
So, we've had two stops. So we've had
So each of our stops, this
Said to try to go in here.
Do it, Carol.
I'm afraid.
I think we experienced some great things. Is it gonna go again? Okay. But my goal.
Hold on. Something went down my throat.
Look at this guy. Who's this guy? You know this guy?
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy? That's Dustin Perry.
So the history of this place is really interesting. Nick just left the building because there's a wasp. I'm so tired, Nick.
It hurts.
Kindness, truth, love, and several other.
David.
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 Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one. I like seeing you guys silly. Well,
Oh, it's constant.
It's most of the time. We're doing our best for the past 53 minutes here. Yeah. We're really holding it together.
I also feel bad for how sleep deprived you clearly are. Well, we're gonna move into Anna. I'm gonna throw it to you because you have the metaphysical unboxing moment. This is your moment, so I'm gonna pass it along to you to handle this.
Thank you. We just wanted to, where I've said this 3 times now, but it's such a big part of our show. We wanted to create an opportunity as a thank you for one lucky winner to kind of get some of their own metaphysical tools that they can use on their next investigation. So I created some bundles to clear your space out of local herbs. It's really important for us that we use locally sourced stuff. So this is all from my garden of rosemary, lavender, and some lemon balm to, just bring joy into your space. And then we also have a set of runes, which I tied the bag too tight, so this is going to take me a minute. Ty has been studying these for 2-3 years now. Has done an exceptional job. So we wanted to give the opportunity for someone to start that practice on their own.
That one bodes well, Anna. Good pull.
Oh, good. Look at me go. Additionally, I have a set of OM sticks in here. These aren't done with the corresponding woods, but they are made with a lot of love and a lot of heart. So I like to think they're really great training staves. Ta-da. Then we have here we go. This is a good one. I've got a bunch of crystals in here. We can't live without them. They're shiny, they're pretty, but they're also from specific investigations that we've had. So this was actually in one of the altars we had for Fort Knox, which, if you remember that episode, was also equally crazy and something we've really, really enjoyed. So you can have a little piece of Haunt Me history with you. So the big question, how can you win this super awesome package, which also includes some cast photos that don't fit into this bag? Basically, all you have to do is sign up for Ko-fi. And if you've signed up for coffee, I always pronounce it incorrectly. If you sign up for coffee,
I say like Ko-fi, so don't worry about it. I don't know how to say that.
Right? It's like Wi-Fi, but not. Between now and the end of the month, we'll pull your name out of a hat, and then the winner will have this shipped to them. So it's a thank you for all of your support and a really great little goodie bag for you guys. So, it's only, you can, what is it, a coffee, like $5, less than that. So, you know,
pay what you want. Yeah. And then you get a month.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. I think it's pay what you want. You get a month full of content. And then if you become a recurrent donor, you get entered into extra levels of cool stuff that we're going to be sending out.
So there you have it. Gives you an opportunity to win this great package that we've kind of cultivated for you. And we'll announce the winner in September.
All right. I hope that hosts such as myself are eligible to win. I don't know if I'm allowed to throw my hat in there.
Well, we'll
Absolutely.
make sure.
I'll make you your own, Aaron, honestly.
Oh my God. Put
sweet.
it together an Aaron package for real, Anna. Let's see.
Absolutely.
Well, it takes a lot of people to put this awesome show together, and we have some words from some of those people. We have a video from some of the crew that we want to throw to. So let's check that out.
I haven't seen this.
I haven't.
After months and months of planning, it was incredible to see the Haunt Me cast and crew come together to take on this epic road trip. Through the August heat, that 80s hotel, the dead tree, sleepless nights, and even some crazy investigation moments that scare me. I'm so excited for everyone to see the final product.
We were driving. I had Carol and Anna and Ty in the car with me, and I was driving because I had had the previous night off from cameraman duties. All of a sudden, everyone in the car simultaneously broke out into Take Me Home Country Roads, that song by John Denver.
West Virginia, mountain. I don't know, I just made up words.
I still don't know why we all sang it, but we all sang it very enthusiastically and did a couple rounds of the chorus and then lapsed right back into quiet silence because everyone was tired. So that was cool.
Probably staying overnight in the winery, Belvoir. That was pretty good. Although it was also awesome getting to pick Dustin up at the airport and playing Pokemon Go with him. Oh, no. On the trip, I also got to go visit the hospital where I was born in St. Louis. Oh, no. We get to Pottstown. Carol, what is it? I don't know. I got to eat it at Big Boys. That was really cool, although they didn't have the big statue outside, and that really angered me. Lots of favorite things.
My favorite part of season 7 was getting to watch Strout's cat Buster while everyone was on the road trip. Sure, he did growl and hiss at me all week, but that's all pretty similar to the behavior of Strout around other people. So I definitely had a lot of experience and practice with it, and I'm just grateful that I didn't have to sit in a small confined car for hundreds of miles with Strout.
I don't know why I'm always roped into this kind of shit.
that last clip is from a Thai Tuesday that we filmed that's going to be coming up soon, and it's a goddamn mess, Aaron.
I look forward to seeing it then.
Yeah.
We are trucking along. We are on the back end of this, but can't let you guys go without asking some questions and from the audience. And first off, Courtney B wants to know, since you like to cook, what would you serve at a dinner party with Mothman? This is a solid question. Is that who should pick that up? Anna, is that a you question?
Oh man, I am an excellent cook of exactly 3 things. Basically, if it's carbs, I'm good at it. So it would probably be homemade pasta and meatballs for Mothman, because I know that wouldn't suck.
All right, meatballs. Okay, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to add that? Add one in there?
I have a similar answer. It would probably be just one of my best dishes, and it doesn't matter if you're Mothman, you're gonna sit down and eat it.
God, we're so Italian, Carol!
I'm not Italian. And I don't want to offend a creature from another world with my cooking. But I think it'd be pretty cool to show up at a Denny's at 3 a.m. with Mothman. That'd be like on par, I think.
Yeah. I could just imagine like the coffee at a Denny's with a Mothman would be pretty good.
Sitting there as tired as we were at the end of the road trip, just staring at him, being like,
just his little red eyes staring at you.
Yeah.
So what's the deal?
maybe some Twin Peaks cherry pie, right? Like,
Yes.
Along with that, yeah.
Absolutely, Cooper.
James on Facebook wants to know, this is some hard-hitting questions, James. Are the pre-investigation poos still a thing? Or did the anxiety go away?
No, and especially when you're on a road trip. I think the worst one for me was, I don't know if this is TMI, the worst.
We're already there, Tyler.
I think we're there, yeah.
The stress.
We've crossed over.
I think the season finale, we're actually back in my hometown, investigating 3 different places simultaneously with each of our family members. And the amount of stress that I felt to, 1, show them a good time, 2, show them the ropes of what an actual investigation is like, and just to make sure everything's going smoothly. The whole road trip was easier than that one night on my gut. so that,
yeah, that's so true. Like, I didn't even think about that, but that's so true because, we kind of know what we're doing on the road, but then we want to show, our best tools to our families. And I kept having that, I'm going to mess up. I'm going to miss something. I want them to have the best experience in this one night. And so it put a lot of pressure on with our families.
I will say, Aaron, the one thing that I think that we've all learned over the years that's super important, which never happened in the beginning of Haunt Me, and those audio files are going to be for our OnlyFans when we open up that page, but a lot of the original investigations, when those incidents from stress would come along, we wouldn't remember to turn off our microphones that are attached to us. So I think the first 4 years of some really epic bathroom moments are all logged away on one of our producers' computers to blackmail us later. Pretty gnarly there.
Yeah.
we used to leave notes for Nick, the producer, being like, hey, at 1 hour, 23 minutes and 45 seconds, don't just skip forward for about 4 or 5 minutes. If you don't, you're really going to be upset.
It's not just the scatological audio, it's the when you talk to yourself in those moments. That's what's really embarrassing.
Yeah. Haunted houses, don't always have the most kind bathrooms either. So a lot of coaching through the process and praying that there's more toilet paper where you can't find it.
And a last audience question is, how do you choose where to pick your interviews?
Oh, hold on a minute. You mean, how do we argue about that?
Yes. Because here's the reveal. This is coming from Johnny S., who is one of your camera people. So this was an audience plant.
Nice.
Really,
Anna,
Johnny
you take
S.
that. You take that because that's your husband. That's your responsibility.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, our production crew is very small but very talented, and I will say, Strout has an excellent eye for both color, lighting, and what's it called when you position the camera? Framing.
Like camera positioning.
And Anna, more safety, base level safety concepts than Nick, our producer, who will put us in an asbestos-filled room and then try to fluff it up because he likes the particulates reflecting off of the light.
Stop it. Stop that. But I mean, there was that one time where he didn't check the roof and he wanted us to sit up there.
Wait, when was that?
We didn't go, remember?
Anna.
That was post-town. He wanted the morning roof shot, but Mike said no.
Oh, yeah.
The magic hour, right?
Yes.
Well, we saw a teaser at the top of the show, so now I think it's time for a trailer reveal the trailer that sums up all of season 7. So, we ready for this? You guys ready for this trailer?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this, so let's do it.
All right, let's throw to the trailer.
I wasn't expecting this.
Piper! We write our fears on these ribbons to keep them with us.
Don't get too close, be careful.
Holy shit! That thing knocked off the thing. 596 miles, 4 nights,
And 1 Carol.
Over the past 7 years, our Haunt Me family has investigated over 30 locations throughout Maine and New England.
This year, we're going big and embarking on an intense but thrilling journey to the Midwest, where we'll investigate 3 locations across 3 states in under a week.
Get ready for some of our wildest investigations yet. We've missed you. What was that? Something was right behind you.
Yeah, and this just went off.
It was like happening, and in my brain, this is what it equated to. Ty and I had our flashlights ready to friggin' slam somebody.
It comes with lore, it comes with history, it comes with legends.
Welcome back to Haunt Me, or more like, Haunt Us.
Hello?
All right. There you go, guys. It was a great trailer. This definitely
Thank you.
sets up like an exciting season that's coming up September 8th. That's just right around the corner. And along with, I should say, it's coming up with the premiere of the final season of Supernatural. So you guys are, coinciding nicely there.
Love it.
If that wasn't great enough, we're not done yet, because I think it's time for the giveaways. So first up, Anna, who gets the OM reading? Do you have that name, or do you need me to tell it to you?
Thank you. I do have that name.
Okay, good.
It's like we know what we're doing, Aaron. I love it.
You guys are vibing.
Yeah, sure. We all know what we're doing.
We got this. Jenny Newman, you commented on YouTube, and I would love to give you an OM reading. We'll just need your email address, and we can make that happen.
Wow. All right. And we'll get that from Jenny offline. Have our producers on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like a telethon.
Yeah. And Ty, now you get to announce the exciting winner of the rune reading. Lay it on us.
The rune reading winner is Amy Winter from Facebook. So thank you, Amy. Again, we'll also need your email address and just a couple other questions to make sure that it's pretty specific for you. So feel free to either email us or just write in on Facebook, send us a message, and we'll get in touch with you right after this ends.
Awesome. Well, congratulations both to Jenny and Amy, and also all of y'all that are out there that tuned in for this. Thank you to you guys, and thank you to Anna, Carol, and Ty. Thank you guys for having me along and for doing this amazing reveal. You guys,
Aaron,
Thank you.
Aaron, I have to ask though, thank you so much for coming. Where can our viewers find you?
Why, thank you for that question, Ty. I will tell you. First off, new episodes of Paranormal Caught on Camera air on Travel Channel at 9 p.m. every Sundays. You can hit me up at Paranormal Pop Culture. It's my website about entertainment news of the unexplained. And also say hi to me on social media at Aaron Sagers on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I like hearing from all of you guys, and I like being part of this community and part of the Haunt Me community. I'm very happy and honored to be with this crew. And where can everybody find you guys online?
Yeah, I'll take that. But first, I want to advise all of our listeners to follow you on Twitter and mute most of your other audience. Aaron serves up all the news that you're going to need anyway. So just do that. It's a huge favor to you. But don't mute Haunt Me. Anna runs that for us on Twitter and Instagram. That is at Haunt Me Official. I handle our Facebook stuff. So if you're talking on Facebook, it's probably me. That's Haunt Me Official as well. But where you guys want the good stuff,
Don't touch anything.
Going to be coffee. So donating there, keeping the show going, getting special access and prizes are great. And again, YouTube is really where it's at. Go there. And again, it's youtube.com/hauntmeofficial. Subscribe. We'll give you everything that you need to know. Massive, massive shout out to Krista Rial, who redid our entire website this year from scratch, giving us a brand new Haunt Us theme, because we leave the state, kind of make a Haunt Me sandwich where we're in the state, we go travel, and we come back with our family. So massive, go to the website. It's beautiful. I love it. It's so sleek. And thank you, Krista, for doing that.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, remember, guys, we're looking at September 8th for season 7. So remember, 9/8 for 7. So we will see you there. And thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for coming tonight, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. This was awesome.
Yes, thank you.
I had a great time, guys. Thank you.